The most dangerous battle you will ever face is when your heart cries out for someone God is trying to keep you from, because while you see attraction, comfort, and desire, He sees the hidden traps, the unseen future, and the silent decay that could destroy your destiny, and so in His mercy He blocks, delays, or unsettles what you thought was perfect, not because He wants to punish you but because He is a Father who protects His children. And that's why Proverbs 14 verse 12 warns that there is a way that seems right to a man but its end leads to death, because sometimes what looks like love is actually a counterfeit designed to distract, weaken, or even derail the calling on your life. The shocking reality is that when you want them but God wants to protect you, He will first strip away your peace, because the Spirit of God leads with peace, and when that peace disappears, no matter how much you try to rationalize, it is a divine alarm that this person is not sent by Him, and if you ignore it, you will soon find yourself drained, distracted, and drifting from His presence. The second secret way God shields you is through constant obstacles that seem to rise up every time you push forward, because while you interpret the resistance as something to fight through, He is sometimes using it as a wall of protection, a barrier you cannot climb, because He knows what waits on the other side would wound you more deeply than loneliness ever could. And this is why Romans 8 verse 28 becomes so powerful. You don't realize until later that even the heartbreak, the unanswered calls, or the abrupt ending was Him weaving protection into your story. The third hidden sign is that their presence begins to subtly pull you away from your purpose, because a true God-ordained connection sharpens you like iron sharpening iron. Proverbs 27 verse 17. But a counterfeit connection slowly dulls your edge until your prayer life weakens, your hunger for God fades, and you can no longer recognize yourself, and though it feels good in the flesh, your spirit is secretly dying, which is why God will sometimes rip it away suddenly, not because He wants you to suffer, but because He knows you were made for more. And the fourth warning is this: when you keep begging God to bless what He is trying to block, He will sometimes let you taste the emptiness of your own will, so you finally learn the difference between lust and love, between infatuation and covenant, because until you see the poverty of a relationship outside His covering, you will not fully value the richness of the one He has prepared. So if right now you find yourself aching for someone you can't seem to have, do not despise the restraint of God, because what feels like rejection is often His greatest act of protection. And the challenge is clear: will you surrender your craving for what your flesh wants, or will you trust the shepherd who sees the wolves hiding in the shadows you cannot see? Because only one of those choices leads to life, peace, and the future He has promised.